Hi, welcome, welcome. So glad you've joined the Create with Kelly crew today to do a Facebook Live and learn a little bit about sunshine and rainbows, or maybe how to play with them. Anyway, I am Kelly Pitts, Stampin' Up independent demonstrator. Easy for me to say, right? Let's start over. Kelly Pitts, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator since 2005. And I'm in Lubbock, Texas, and can have customers all over the US, which is an awesome part of what Stampin' Up allows us to do as independent Stampin' Up demonstrators. So glad you've tuned in. If you'll please let me know where you're from, kind of let me know your name if I can't see it. I'm going to go ahead and get situated here where I can see you on see comments on my iPad and my iPhone real quickly. Let's see, looks like my computer maybe is coming up. Yay. Where I can see comments. I see one is tuned in, but I'm not sure who that is. Let's get the other one going here. Post, working on my iPad. I like to have a backup so I make sure and not miss your comments unless I get too focused. All right, let's see. Now that one's coming up. Yay. Hopefully we'll have some folks tune in just a minute. Still getting used to this noon time slot. I was doing Facebook Lives every Wednesday evening for quite a while and felt like I was interrupting the dinner hour too much. And thought maybe people could take a break a little easier at lunch, but we shall see how that goes. I'm going to try it for a few months anyway and see. But today, as I said, we're going to look at some celebration items, which Stampin' Up! Has an event called Saleabration twice a year, and it is January, February, so we are winding it down pretty soon here. We've got a Stampin' Up! Celebration catalog here. I'll show you that one. And it is, like I said, goes through the end of February, and I'll show you a little bit more when we get down to the desk on what items you can get. It's mostly papers, designer series papers, and some stamp sets that you can get for free with a $50 purchase, or some items are available with a $100 purchase. We also have a join special coming up, or going on right now through Saleabration, that if you join Stampin' Up, which means you could be a hobby demonstrator, you could decide you just want a discount. We have a lot of folks who sign up just to get the discount, which is great. And some people want to take that a little further and make it into a business like I have. And either way, you can join by choosing your own starter kit. There's no set anything besides just a $99 starter kit, and you get $125 worth of product that is your choice of product. And if you see something new coming up out of the new catalog, which we've got something, I'm going to tease you, it's ocean themed, waves related. Woohoo! I'll be showing that soon on some videos. And you can join and get 2 extra stamp sets. That's like another $50 value. Besides you'll get some catalogs to pass out to your friends if anybody else wants to order. It is a fun company to be affiliated with, and I am just thrilled to be a demonstrator for Stampin' Up. Love to do paper crafting. I have a passion for it, and I love to do card making. I will be holding classes coming up this week on Thursday night. I have a beginner's class on the 17th, and then on Monday, the 21st, I have an intermediate class. Kind of depends on your level, but I can kind of tweak it a bit. And usually I have about 6 folks here that fit easily in my classroom. And if you want more information about my upcoming classes, let me know. The last class of the month is for more advanced or avid crafters, and that's on the last Sunday of the month. So I've got lots of opportunities, and if you'd like to meet some folks in our group, you can just show up at lunch at the Holly Hop on Friday. Let's see, is that the 19th? I need a calendar right here in front of me, and it looks like it fell off of my little light box over there. So we will get started pretty quickly here. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down so y'all can watch as I create a card with the Sunshine and Rainbows. I'm going to kind of show you some options that you can do with, once you have kind of a design or some paper in mind, you can switch it up quite a bit just playing with it. So that's kind of what we're going to do today, is play with some options and show you what all you can do. I'm excited you've tuned in. Let me know, like I said, where you're from, and I'll try to keep up with comments as I go. But right now, I'm going to switch the camera down. If you'll bear with me while I do that. And then it'll take a sec for me to get it adjusted, because, of course, there's a lag time between what I see, what I do on Facebook, and what I can see with my camera. Let's see if we can get that a little straighter so you can see a little bit better. Maybe want a little bit higher view. See about that. Let's see how that one looks. And each month I have a host code that if you decide you'd like to order some of the products that I feature in the videos, that would be awesome. I would love to help you with that. I can help you figure out your order, or if you just want to go online and place it, you can do that. And would love for you to sign up on my blog at createwithkelly.com. You'll get, I've put a lot of kind of love or heart themed cards. I'm putting on one a day this week to kind of give you some ideas. And today we're going to use the designer series paper that is called Sunshine Rainbows. If you haven't seen that, I'm just going to go through real quickly. We have really high quality designer series paper, and it has the DSP is what I usually call it. And that is double-sided paper as well as designer series paper. Some of these have coordinating dies. There's a coordinating stamp set, but I wanted to let you know today that you don't have to have everything to coordinate with the paper. You can make it work with stamp sets you already own. If you want to get another stamp set or whatever you need out of the catalog and get this pack of paper for free, I would love to help you with that. Okay, we will get going. I am using a cardstock called Misty Moonlight, and this sheet is your typical 8.5 by 11 cut in half, which would be 8.5 by 5.5, and then I cut it off a little bit more at the 6-inch mark. It's really 6 inches this way. Okay, so you have 5.5 by 6, and it's scored at 4 1/4, and that's the size we will be using today. Get my bone folder out here so we can get this really good and creased. And I'm going to leave you in the dark as we go. I'm not going to show you anything until, because this is one of the cards we'll be making at probably our beginner class, could be the intermediate. I'm going to kind of show you a simple one and then add a little bit to it. And we're using a little bit of a basic fold that I intended to show you, the one I did for Christmas to start with, but I wanted to make the most of the designer series paper. You can use this fold and make this a little bit shorter, and then use a piece of designer series paper that goes the whole way across your card, which makes you use basically a whole sheet of designer series paper if you do it that way, but of the 6 by 6 like this comes in. But today we're going to just do this part. That's kind of how our card is going to start out. I'm going to show you a couple of options that we're going to play with here. One of them is some simple stamping, which we'll do with the Misty Moonlight. And I have a little stamp set that coordinates really well with this, or a stamp that's from the Biggest Wish stamp set. And this was initially what I planned to use for the greeting. But once I started playing with the card, I changed my mind. And we can all do that, can't we? That's a great thing about living in America. We can kind of decide what we want to do and do it when we want to do it. So I'm glad to be an American, and certainly a Texan too. And a Christian, all of those. That all allows us to kind of have a moral compass and be able to do a business if we want to. So I'm excited about that. All right, we have these little stars, or what I'm going to use, are little plus signs, little crosses, whatever you want to call them. We're going to start with that, and just, I'm going to show you how simple it is to, I don't know why, it looks like my iPad is cutting out a little bit on the live, but my computer, yep, it is frozen too. Let's look here and see if I can get to settings. Hopefully it's not frozen for y'all. Let me see if I can get to my settings really quickly and see if I need to make a change on the Wi-Fi or something. We'll see what's going on here. Yep, I'm going to change that. I tell it which one I want it to be on, and then it changes it by itself, even if I decide. There we go, now it's connected again. Hopefully if y'all had a glitch, this is working better. Y'all let me know if you would, if that's working better. It doesn't seem to be, actually. Sorry about that. Y'all let me know if you're watching. I'm going to, since this paper right here, can you see it has the little cross marks in there, or little plus signs? And I'm going to just make a little bit of that pattern. I'm just going to randomly stamp some of these with the Misty Moonlight all over this little flap. Just going to kind of turn them different ways. And we are going to use a little bit of ribbon that is going to kind of hide some of these anyway, so there won't be a ton showing, but some. And y'all can see that I'm just flipping this around. I'll put this here so we know, y'all can tell kind of the paper I'm going to be playing with. Let's see, now my computer is flashing live, but it doesn't look like it's moving. Let's see. Y'all please comment if you are watching. Let me know if everything's okay or not okay, because I can certainly switch back again. I don't know why I have these issues with the, there we go. Went over just a little bit on the back, that's no problem. Okie dokie. Now, why don't we do, we're gonna do that on the inside too. We could, just for continuity, we'll just have a little fun on the inside too. And you can go off of the page. That's usually the look I go for, where everything is not perfectly centered. Because it would drive you crazy if you had everything just perfect all the time. You'd have to start over on your card quite a few times. And this way, if you're loosey-goosey to start with, nobody knows if you intended to do that or not. So we're just playing with these little plus signs and making a little background for the inside. And this is an easy card for a beginner. Anytime you start with a designer series paper and choose your colors to coordinate with that. I'm going to clean that stamp really quickly. Okay. There we go. Now, move this out of the way while we're not stamping. We'll move in our silicone mat to do our gluing. And I'm just going to use a liquid glue. You could use Stampin' Seal if you wanted. We could do that. I'll just go ahead and do that. That might be handier right here. If you go right along, I'm just going to go right along the edge. Well, we don't know if we want to overlap that much. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go back with the liquid glue and just put some right along the edge. I might not want as wide of a strip as the seal has, so this gives us a little more flexibility. I'm going to actually put it on the paper. We're going to put this, overlap it on the front of the card. You could do it either way, but I wanted more of it to show on the front. Now, in order to get this, maximize the paper, get this all even, we're going to line it up there on the end. I'm going to stack it straight so I've got the ends touching the table so that I know that should be straight. These ends should be straight. If they're not, we can trim just a little bit on the inside. All right. Now we've got, not sure if I'm going to like that pattern, which we shall see. I like it on the outside. Now we're going to, while we're doing our stamping, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside. And I'm going to show you here a couple of options that I was thinking about, but at least we'll get this part stamped. And I really wanted the watercolor shapes that is in the catalog. I don't have that stamp set yet, so I was thinking of something like that that would be a watercolory round that would kind of be like a sun. And I found this little round piece on Garden Wishes that's kind of a fill-in for a daffodil, and I thought, well, that'll work. I think I'm going to use that and make that work. I looked at also using the painted poppies, this little watercolor shape, and we might try that on one and try the, we're going to do 2 versions, so why don't we try one on each and see what we like the best. I'm going to start, we're going to use the Mango Melody. That's one of the colors in this particular designer series paper that we have. I'm going to close this glue up for the moment. We'll get this stamped with the Mango Melody. Now I'm just going to kind of put that right up here toward the top. Straight down, straight up. It's kind of subtle. I think I need to re-ink my pad there. All right, now on the other one, go ahead and stamp an inside on it. We'll stamp the one from Painted Poppies on it. It's quite a bit larger than that one. It looks kind of less like a sunshine piece, but it will certainly work. I'm going to use this that I already have the greeting mounted to, but it'll work just fine. Not going to peel that other one off because it's not clean and I'm about to use it anyway. So we'll just stamp this right here. I'm going to actually, since this pad needs re-inking, I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. I'm going to put that on this one. So this way you get to see a couple of versions. I'm going to clean that. Hope y'all are having a good day. Hope it's full of sunshine and rainbows for you. It's been fun playing with this set. This will be going out at the end of February or while supplies last. So if you have some items on your wish list that you want to get and you'd like this paper, then you might better grab it while it's still available. Okay, we're going to close that stamp pad up. We'll get the Misty Moonlight out again. And I'm going to stamp the same greeting on both cards. We're going to have a birthday greeting on the outside. And then I'm putting the wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. That seemed to go with the happy birthday to me. And that is from the Peaceful Moments stamp set. It also has a happy birthday, but I'm using a different one. I wanted a longer sentiment. So we're using that one sentiment on the inside, but you could use whatever you have available. And you could turn this into an anniversary card or whatever kind of card you wanted it to be based on your sentiment. it'd be a really cute get well card, I think, also. Okay, we'll get that cleaned off real quickly with our chamois. Okay, now set that aside. We've got that going. Now I'll show you how we're going to build these cards. We have two different options. Okay, now we've got, here's the basic card that I've been playing with. Let's just take this ribbon off and put it on here. This is our denim ribbon that we initially had in another catalog, and then they carried it over to our annual catalog, and I was glad to see that because I had plenty of it to use. It's been fun. It really makes a great masculine card. See if I can do that a little easier instead of struggling on camera. Okay, there we go, and I've already tied a knot. I'll show you on the next card. This one we're going to keep really simple, but see how I just used the tone on tone, the Misty Moonlight stamping on the Misty Moonlight paper, just to keep it from being totally plain Jane. I'll show you. This is what it would have looked like. I meant to show you that. See, it would have been just plain like that, which is fine. If you don't want to stamp it, you certainly don't have to. There you go. And then here's this look. Then on the stepped up card, I'm going to show you a little bit different way to do that. We're going to kind of build both of them at the same time. Okay, set that aside. Let's get this creased properly. Oops, I'm giving away some of my secrets there. Don't want you to see everything all at once. Really want that to lay flat, fairly flat. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to use the liquid glue. We want to make sure we have it on the right edge. We want it to be on the back of this card. Just kind of barely in, not quite half an inch. And then you kind of get it on there. This is where the liquid glue is great because you do have that wiggle room. You can kind of move it around a bit till you get everything straight, lined up straight. And I'm trying to make sure it's lined up at the bottom and the top and the sides. Seems a little long. I may just have to trim that on the top just a tad. We'll just pull that up, add just a little bit more glue. Try to be more careful as I go here. That one's clogged up a bit. Doesn't usually do that when you use these little fine tip bottles. And you can use your Tombow or whatever your favorite liquid glue is. Stampin' Up does have the Tombow glue. Okay. Let's see if we can line this corner up first over here. I think maybe I didn't cut my cardstock straight. That might have something to do with it. Okay, that's pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's a handmade card, right? Okay, I'm gonna trim that just a teeny bit there, so that doesn't show. There we go. Now, we'll get after it on this card. Now here, I did not do the stamping because I wanted to show you an option and see what you think of this. We're going to, just to show you the stamp and seal and how it works, since we have a little more room here, I'm going to use it and we'll just run that along the edge. And you do have to break that tape. Kind of, I do it like that. A lot of people do it different ways. Now I did get some on the silicone mat And I'm just going to fold that over and kind of pull that, and then we'll get that off in just a minute. This will just roll up off of the mat. And that way, instead of getting it on my paper, I've got it on the mat where I can get it off easily. Don't have to scrub and scrub. Okay, now you can see how these two patterns coordinate really well together. This has the same little cross pattern. It might be a little bit busy for you, just like it is, but I think once we add the ribbon, you're going to like it. See, I can just roll that glue right up off of there and put it in the trash. Isn't that handy? Okay. Now we'll grab the roll of the denim ribbon that I used, and it's denim 3/8 inch ribbon, and this is item number 149590 if you're looking for that. And get my big ribbon scissors, and I just wrap it around here. Instead of cutting it off the roll, I feel like I waste more if I do that, so I leave it on the roll to do it. See if I can get up here where I'm on camera for you. Oops, a little bit more. Okay. Right over left, then left over right. Tuck this through there. I don't know why I all of a sudden become fumble fingers when it's on camera. Isn't that funny? A lot of us do that. So you pull then more on the left to kind of get that knot square. And I did this one the opposite way that I did the last one. So you kind of see that option too. You can certainly make your ribbon go however you want, and you can move it up and down on the card however you want. There we go. Isn't that cute? I think that little denim ribbon is fun. And if you had some leftover Misty Moonlight ribbon, you don't have the denim, but you have, whenever the Misty Moonlight in color came out, we had that in the catalog last year. So if you have some of that left, that would be great to use. Okay. So there you can see a subtle difference on the front of the card, just using some designer series paper versus stamping. Okay, now we're going to add the same greeting on the front, and then we'll work on the inside. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to do that, like I said, happy birthday on the front. We'll get our little Stampin' Pierce mat back out. Put these on the side. Get this where you can see everything going on. And I've already cut this with our stitched rectangle dies. If you're a beginner and you don't have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you could just simply cut the rectangles about this size. And I would just kind of figure out what greeting you're going to use. This is from the Saleabration set that's called In the Moment, I believe. And I didn't bring that in here to show you, and should have, but I have shown it on several videos, and it is in our catalog. This is a free stamp set at the $100 level. Let me just show you that real quickly. Special Moments. Yes, it's from this set, Special Moments. Love it. I have used that on a ton of cards. So if you've got a big wish list, that would be a great thing to get for free when you complete your wish list and place your order through my online store. And of course that store is open 24/7. So you don't have to, if you're a busy person working and can't get anything ordered during the day, you can just shop while you're taking a bath or in the bed or whatever you want to do. That makes it really flexible. And let's clean that off real quickly. I'm just using Misty Moonlight on that also, that stamp, the happy birthday. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to pop this up. We're using Mango Melody. This is just one size larger in the stitched rectangles. That, like I said, you could just cut it a little bit bigger than whatever your sentiment is and make a rectangle. Most paper crafters are going to have some kind of paper trimmer. And if you don't, Stampin' Up! Has a great one, and that's just $25. Okay, you can see these Stampin' Dimensionals are just easy to use, and they give it a lot of dimension. That's why they call it that, right? Okay, so we're just going to stack up the happy birthday, and that's all we're going to do on this card. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Well, all we're going to do on the front, actually. We'll say it that way. There, moved it up a tiny bit. And I'm just going to glue this flat so that all we have are those. Well, I moved that up a little bit too much, I think. I want to move that back down. There we go. We'll just glue this one flat. Use our little liquid glue. You could use Seal, whatever your favorite adhesive is. So on our Simple card that we'll be doing at our beginner class this week, that's all I'm going to do on the front, or we could add some embellishments if we decide to. And then we'll do on the inside, which one do we want on the inside? Do we like this one on here? I don't think we want that one. Okay. And you just kind of go along the edges. You don't have to cover the whole card. Use some in the center just to kind of make sure it all stays down. I'm going to have to clean that out again. Pick the wrong little guy here. There we go. I think it's when I'm moving really quickly that freaks the camera out or something. It kind of messes with our live. Sorry if it's glitchy. But see, isn't that cute? A very simple card, easily done. Wishing you happiness, every happiness this special day will bring. And I usually do use Seal on the inside. Sometimes the glue can kind of show, the liquid glue. I got it a little globby there. And then, if you wanted to, you could take the extra piece of this 6x6 paper. Let's see if I can find that particular piece. Not that one, not that one, not that one. Well, we'll see. Oh, this one. Ha! I would say this would be really cute here if we cut that to fit right there for the inside. We're going to use that as an option. And that, we'll just use our handy dandy little paper trimmer. And we'll measure from here. This is the little groove that you measure from. And you use this ruler below. Those are centimeters up there, and then these are inches. So we are using the 4-inch mark. That's our score blade. It's lighter colored because it does a lighter groove, and then this cuts it. So there we go. We'll just glue this little strip to the bottom there. Whoops, yep, I think that's the right size. I think I did this for, yeah. So the inside white cardstock is 4 by 5 1/4. So it's just 1/4 inch in. So see how simple that is, but it's really cute, don't you think? That'd be great for a beginner card. So if y'all are in Lubbock and want to come Thursday night, I would love to have you at this class. You can reserve your supplies today. Just email me at Kelly, Kelley, at createwithkelly.com. Okay, now we've got this one that we're going to jazz up just a little bit. And I'm going to take the little bitty stamp that we used earlier, and we're just going to use with the little star, the star or cross pattern. Let's see where I can get this where it all shows in the camera here. Yeah, that's going to be dark enough. I'm just going to do a couple of these. And they can definitely go off the edge. Let's see how we like that, or if we want. Yeah, I think that's plenty. Just jazz it up just a little bit. Give it a little something different. And we'll pop that up on dimensionals that I just had moments ago. Let's see where I put them. I wish y'all could see online what I do with things to keep me straight. All right, let's see if I have some more in here. I have backups today. We're just gonna put these on. Use 3 of them, so we have one on each end and one in the middle so it doesn't sag. There we go. And if I can find some little embellishments, I'm going to use those too. But I'm going to go ahead and double stack this. Sometimes you can get by with the postage without the postage going up if you just use one dimensional, but I'm going to go ahead and double stack this one, so you'd probably need to pay the extra postage. Sorry about this video stuff. Hope y'all are still there. I don't have any comments. It shows somebody watching. Y'all might let me know in the comments if this is cutting out. I don't know what we're going to have to do here to change internet providers, I guess. I don't know. But there we go. There's that front. Now, let's do the inside of this one. I wanted to do something a little bit jazzed up on the inside also. So what I decided was, let's go ahead and put this down. I'm going to use the seal on it. And you just line this up where you have an even border all the way around. And if you get it about even on 3 sides, it should be even on the 4th side. So there's that with our Stampin' Seal. Okay, now what I wanted to do on this one for something a little jazzier was to also use some Designer Series paper on the inside. Isn't that cute? So this way I'm still tying in the Misty Moonlight color and the Bumblebee, or the Mango Melody color. Still tying in the rainbows theme. It's a different rainbow, but it still all ties in with the same colors on the inside. Isn't that cute? So instead of just a strip right across the bottom, we're going to go ahead and put a whole strip right here. What do you think of that? Whoever is watching, I can't really tell. Hi, Christy. I know that. Is it spotty on you? Is it cutting in and out, Christy? Or is it just doing that on my iPad. I don't understand how I can be looking at the same thing on the computer and the iPad, and one looks okay and one doesn't. Just a little crazy to me. But thank you for tuning in. I'm going to trim this just a tad. Teeny sliver there. Maybe a little more than that. Okay. I'm going to use this silicone mat again for the glue, because I always inevitably make a mess if I don't use this mat. I get it everywhere. Looks like I tried to get a sliver almost too small there. And it may be I'm just moving too fast for the camera, I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm just lining that up. Top and bottom. Whoops. I'll see what's showing on the top. Now, how easy was that? Isn't that cute? If you wanted to cut up another piece, you could put a little rainbow down here, but I think we've got enough going on with all this. But I kind of like showing you the differences here in how the inside can look. Let's see if we can get both of these in the frame at the same time. Yeah, we kind of can. So this one just has that little pattern. You could leave that plain if you wanted to. You could use a texture folder on it to give that a little differentiation from just the plain Misty Moonlight. I like this with that. I like the larger. This is from the Poppy Moments. And if you had like any kind of watercolory look stamp, that would be great, especially more kind of, I was kind of thinking sunshine, so I was thinking round. And then this one has the little bit smaller one that is from the Dandy Garden stamp set. And it has the extra designer series paper. So this is just stepped up just a little bit. If we wanted to put another little strip here of paper, we could. I just think that's too much. And I don't think I want to tie in the green. We have some green here, so you could do that if you wanted. Y'all be sure I should have measured that a little better before I stuck that down. That's why I like that liquid glue better. Would have had a little more wiggle room. We're going to have to use this bone folder, kind of crease that down a little more for that. But if you had the rainbow stamp set, that would be really cute to stamp one of those rainbows over here. Or you could take a rainbow out of one of the papers, one of the extra designer series papers, and slide it over there. But nevertheless, there's two different cards, basically the same, just little tweaks. One is using a little more designer series paper, one's doing a little more stamping. You could add some embellishments. I just don't happen to have them in here at the moment. But I wanted to show you how fun this would be to do a whole stack of them. You could do a stack of these the same way and make some of them for birthdays, some of them for get well, whatever you wanted to do. All right. Christy, thanks for that. I'm glad you haven't noticed problems. I can't imagine doing everything and having a 3-year-old right there with you. But I appreciate you tuning in. And if anybody who watches this, I do now have a YouTube video, Create with Kelly Pitts on YouTube. You can find all of the videos that I've done on Facebook Lives on the YouTube channel now. And I'm trying to add supplies to that as I do the videos, go back and add the supplies that I used. So y'all stay tuned, and I will have some creative cards with the wave set soon. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera back up, and thank you so much again for tuning in. Let me fix this camera real quickly so I can say goodbye. Whoops. Y'all didn't want to see me that close up. Okay, let me hold up the cards. simple today. Usually I do a little more complex cards, but thank you for tuning in to Create with Kelly. I am Kelly Pitts, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Lubbock, Texas. I've been doing this since 2005, and definitely paper crafting is a passion of mine. So thanks for joining me. Hope you'll tune in again next Wednesday at noon for a Facebook Live. And if you missed that, if you want to watch the replays on Facebook Live, you can, or if you want to watch them on YouTube, you can go to Create with Kelly Pitts. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Have a great day and fun times ahead. Bye-bye.